Let's see. Yeah. We are live on YouTube. I'm Philip, and we have just started our new meeting at 6 a.m. And we are going to talk about career choice. And we have a few questions to discuss, to talk to each other, and to exchange ideas. So these immersions on TNT, they are focused on conversation. They are focused on the communication approach. So we are not here to correct each other, not even to teach, not even to talk about vocabulary, grammar. So this is not the goal in this kinds of conversations, okay? And I'm going to copy and paste the questions. So basically we have that, and we are going to start presenting ourselves. And if you haven't realized yet, this is really powerful. Once you understand how to present yourself, you can change your presentation every time. From time to time, you change your presentation to learn new vocabulary, to learn something new about yourself. Okay, and I do that a lot. It's been like 6 years that I try to change my presentations every single time. So just to start with, I'm Philip, as you can see down below, and I got back on exercises, workout, and everything. And that's the main reason why I have started these meetings at 6 a.m. because I figured out that I am waking up around 5:30 and my workouts, they start at 7:30. So I have kind of 2 hours in between. So I thought, why not have an immersion at 6 a.m. to see how it goes? And that's why we are here, because of the exercises, the workouts, and everything. Okay. So, Fabiano, can you introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Fabiano. I'm 44 years old. I work with technical support at Disney Plus and Star Plus. And what else? I have 3 kids. I'm father of 3 kids. And I'm a student of computer science. And that's it.
Very good. Very good. So everybody knows now, if you have any troubles with Disney Plus, you know who to talk to. Very good. Good to know. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Very good. Very good. And you, Tieli?
It's Chieli.
Tieli, sorry. Tieli.
My name is Chieli. I am 29 years old. I have a beautiful baby, but I'm suspicious to talk about because I'm his mother. I work in an IT company in the financial department, so I'm dealing the whole day with numbers. And I chose this career because I was in the college studying business, and I had too many options, and I had, I don't remember the word to say, afinidade, how can I say?
That's a good question. No idea. I'm really terrible on this. Like you're more attached to...
Yes, more attached. And it was a easy decision because I'm good with numbers.
You know, you could say like a relationship. You could say like likeness. Yeah, affinity as well. Very good. I just know that because I'm checking. Okay. And Jack, what about you?
About me, my name is Joaquim. I am from Portugal. I live here near Lisbon, the capital. I am 76 years old, already retired, married, with a son, with a daughter, and 3 grandsons. more about me. I like to travel. I like to garden here in my yard. I like to read the news on the morning. I like to exercise in the morning. Also, walking. It's more or less about of me.
Very good, very good. Good to know that. It's really good to talk to you again. It's been a long time. Really good. Much better English, by the way. Much better English. Congratulations. And Eleni.
Hello, good morning. I am Eleni. I am 35 years old. I live at São Miguel dos Milagres, Alagoas. For me, is the definition of tropical paradise. It's very beautiful here. I'm married with Luma, and I have 6 cats. And I am a fashion designer that works as a product owner.
Very, very good.
Is
And
that-
I'm gonna ask you, Eleni, the first question. Was it a tough decision to choose the career you have now? How did you choose the career? And what happened? Not what happened, but what you have now from the beginning.
Oh my God, so
Yeah, a lot of things.
so many changes.
Yeah.
I work a lot with different areas. I am a fashion designer. I graduated in this course in the college, but I don't work too much as a fashion designer. I thought that I wasn't paying enough. So I was searching another opportunities. So I work as a commercial person. I was a seller. I sell all the things for industry, for fashion industry. So I sell the fabric for do the clothes, and I'm going for this way. After that, I working as an entrepreneur for 80 years, but I was a solo entrepreneur. It's very difficult to be a solo entrepreneur when you are everything in your company. So after 80 years, I think, oh my God, I think I will go back to the market, go back to the working in a company. So I think where for what I will do with my career right now. So I thought, why not technology? It is a very it is a great field. I think it is an area that pays a lot the employees. So I started to work in a IT company as a commercial person because I have this background. After that, I realized that I was tired to be a seller for so many years.
It's exhausting, right?
Yes. Oh my God, there's so much energy, and you have to work until late. It is the hour that people are buying things, not in the commercial hour.
Yeah.
So and after that, I realized that I was tired of that, and I would like to work with another approach. So I started looking for roles in as a product owner, because I thought I already do something that was like the job a product owner. So I find a position that I like it this year, in the beginning of the year, and now I'm a product owner. And I tell all my life for you right now.
And I was just listening here. This is like a job interview question.
Yeah, it is.
So,
It is.
Jack, Fabiano, Tieli, right? Or Tieli?
Chieli.
Tieli. And Tieli and I, we were just listening a good presentation to meet another person, like a job interview, you know? So this is why I find so interesting the presentations and the first questions, because you have the chance to, it's not about the English grammar instructor, it's about the information, how you get the beginning of the information to the end, and you make it clear, you know? And you did it. Very good.
Thanks.
Very nice, very nice. Learned a lot, by the way. Tieli, and you, how did you choose your career?
It's kind of, I start to work as intern in the company I work today, and the best expressions is cair de paraquedas in the financial area.
That's
And
a good
it's-
one. I'm gonna search.
Desculpa, não ouvi.
I'm going to search this. How to choose.
Yeah, some expressions it's good in Portuguese. For
Yeah.
example, caiu de paraquedas. And I started work attending, and after that I had an opportunity to work in a financial area, and I like numbers, and I developed myself to work in this area. And nowadays it's good because I'm working what I like to do, and that's it.
Yeah. So you could say to fall into.
Ah.
Well, it's not the same as Portuguese, of course, but I fell, like in the past, into this job.
Mhm.
So I was working on this and that, but I fell into sales, IT, whatever.
Yes, thank you.
And you, Jack, how did you choose your career back there? How was that?
Yes,
Remember?
yes. 70 years ago, it's very difficult to choose one career in that time. And about me, I thought a lot of my career, about my future, because in that time it's very difficult to choose a career. As a teenager, I start working in the fields and jobs.
Yep.
And it's very difficult with 11, 12, 13, 14. I worked always in fields. Then it's very difficult to have to start and to choose one career. Then I thought a lot about that situation, because I couldn't to continue working all my life in the fields.
It was really hard. It's like,
yes,
it's a lot of energy.
very hard. Then Helen, when I started my, as you know, I have already said my situation. When I started my military service as a sailor in Navy, is only when I could to study, and my dream always was to work as a electronic technician.
Yeah. And
Then when I was in the Navy, I started studying. I took some courses about electronic, and I finished some courses about electronic, Then yes, after that time, I really have already opportunities to work in some good jobs. And when I finish my military service in Navy, I start working in Portuguese Airlines as electronic technicians.
And then you went all life.
All my life.
Yeah.
All my career was I work in Portuguese Airlines until my retirement, and it was my dream. It was my dream. I have a nice career. It's the job I like much, very much. I was very happy with my job.
Very good, very good. It's always good to listen you talking about your electronic technician job and everything, because yeah, it's really good. Thanks for sharing that. And last but not least, Fabiano, how did you choose your career and how did you end up in the career you have now, the job you have now?
Yes, was a long way till
This is like a therapy session.
Yeah. Everything started when I was a child.
Yeah.
No, I worked as I used to work in marketing and supply chain. Okay, I worked with that for 20 years. In my top position, I was a marketing director and marketing and supply chain director. Okay, but I started to work by myself at 2019, and then the pandemic began, and things got very hard for me as autonomous. Yeah, autonomous. Yes.
Yeah, working by yourself.
Yeah, I was working by myself, and I have I decided to change my career because marketing was closed for me. For many aspects, like my age, my gender, I don't know, but marketing as a director and for managers is a area that people just choose to the companies decided to let just women and LGBTQI plus community. So if you make a search, you will see that almost all the marketing directors and managers, whatever, is or women or LGBT community. And I decided to change my career. So I'm starting from zero. I back to school. I'm studying now computer science and data science. And I'm working, as I said, now with technician support at Disney Plus and Star Plus. So I start to work early. That's one of the reasons this class at 6 a.m. for me is perfect.
Nice.
In the first hour, we have a low calls.
Yeah.
Getting.
We are working hard to have more, availability in the morning. So that's one the other reason I decided was basically that as well.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Very nice. So we have a lot of, aspects that help us or not to choose a career. And then in the meantime, we change, we evolve, and things happen in a different way. So imagine that at the age you are now, you have to give an advice to your younger self that was starting out a career. Imagine that. Picture this. Which professional advice would you give to your younger self, to your person who was starting? What would you choose, or what would you tell this person? And this is pretty interesting to think about. And Tiali, what would you say to your younger self as an advice, as a friend?
As an advice to my younger self, study English, because I lost too many opportunities when I was younger, and opportunities to travel abroad, to work in good companies, and I didn't have the English, and I lost the opportunities. So advice I would give to myself is the English, because it's important.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, this is something it's a good advice. Good advice. And you, Jack, which advice would you give to your younger self?
Two younger selves means for me.
Yeah, yourself when you were younger, when you were 18-year-old boy, 20, 15-year-old person.
As I said, for me, my dream is always to study electronic. But when I was more teenager, 11, 12, sometimes I asked to my parent if I could to learn when profession, because in that time usually the teenagers with 11, 12, they start learning when profession. Sometimes the teenagers began to start in one atelier, for example, for cars, learning mechanic profession, electricity profession, sometimes carpenter profession. Many teenagers with my age, they start learning carpenter profession. In some occasions, I asked to my parent if I could to learn mechanic, because I would like also to learn the mechanic profession, because I always liked to drive motorcycles, tractors, because we lived many years in one farmer. There is a lot of tractors, machines, and I always loved to drive with machines. Then in some occasions I asked to my parent if I could to learn the profession of mechanic, electrician. It's more or less the profession that I thought to learn in myself.
Nice. Yeah, because you had you told before that you like it was your dream, right? So when it's a dream, I think it's really hard to change the idea of someone, right? Very nice. Eleni, and what about you? Which advice would you give to your younger self?
Well, I agree with Kelly. I think if I would advise myself to learn English, and I think I will quote Bruce Lee, "Be like water," because the things change in our lives. So it's very important that we can adapt to that. We can see another path, another ways, and adapt to their circumstances and be able to change the course of your career. I think it's very important.
Love that. A lot of reflections on our on our conversation in the morning, 6 a.m., and we are talking about this stuff, you know. Fabiano, and you, what would you advise?
Yes, don't study marketing and supply chain. Go right to the computer science, please. Yes, no, I'm joking.
Which year would it be this advice? That's important.
When I was my age,
Yeah, but like if you're talking to your younger self about not going to marketing and supply chain areas, which year is it? Because
okay,
yeah, it's the context of the period, you know.
yes, we are talking about the Fabiano in 1998.
Nice. Nice, really good.
And that's it. I'm the proof, the life proof that the conversation is about to practice. Yeah, I started to study English when I was very young. I studied English since I was a teenager. I was 13 years old when I started to study English at Cultura Inglesa, and I've been studying English since that time. But I don't practice. I don't practice a lot to talk. I, I watch movies perfectly in English. I see videos. I attend a congress, whatever in English. I understand everything people tell me, but I don't talk too much. So it is strange because my mind is top fluent, but my mouth don't don't runs in the same time, you know. That's a bug between my mind and my mouth.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like that just because it's a different knowledge, it's a different learning. Like speaking, it's totally different than the language itself. So,
Yes.
and we are always focused on the language, like the grammar, vocabulary, and of course it's important, but it's in a section in our brain that we control. We can control grammar, but we cannot control speaking. It just flows, you know. You do not control, like if you're, and you need to test, you need to use it. It's like how can you give an advice like that? Oh, do not go into marketing area if you're not doing that, right? Of course you know that because of the circumstances and the life experience you had and everything, but when it comes to start something new, we have no idea, right? We have just
Yes.
like some parameters, some inspiration, some people that they are our examples. But every time someone asks me, oh, Philip, which advice would you give me to start a business? The first advice I give is do not start a business.
Forget it.
Yeah, forget it. You're not gonna do it. It's really hard. It doesn't worth it. Just go find a job. You know, you don't have salary. You don't have like the food card. That's the thing. I'm working hard to have it in here. Like that's my dream, to have back the food card, like to go to hang out and to pay with my, oh, I have it. You know. Yeah, so that's the advice I would give to my younger self. Do not start a business. But yeah, it's like learning a language, speaking in English and having a career. It's pretty much the same. Like you study, you have knowledge, information, but when it comes to practicality, you need to face some situations. Like you have to understand how the company or how the employees, how they think, how they work, the political situation in the company, how to do politics, because it's part of the journey, how to, I don't know, how to make good partnerships and everything. And this is really nice thinking about. Have you people ever had any advice from other people when you were starting out? Eleni, have you had any advice from someone or someone to coach you when you were like throughout your career, not just in the beginning, but throughout your career?
Yes, I have it. I had, in fact. When I was changing my career to seller, to IT seller, to a product owner, I search for advice. It's very important. I talk a lot with person that are changing their career for this area too, for the product area. And I have some meetings for a while in this period of transition. And was very important for me. It was very good, very helped me a lot. I learned so much, and besides learning, I think the most gain it is the how can I say that? It is when you are transitioning your career, you are a very anxious person. You are, oh my God, if I will get there or not. I will don't get there. And when you talk with a person that already passed through this, you see that it is possible. It's possible. Could be difficult or not, but is not impossible. So I think that is the major gain that I learned with this coaching.
Very nice. Yeah,
I recommend.
I wish I had this when I was really starting out, but I think I wasn't able to listen as well. So, Jack, have you had like you always tell about passion about what you did throughout your life, your career, but had you had any advice, anyone talking to you about being being electronic technician?
Yes, I had some advisors from my family, my friends, my relatives. In that time, as a teenager, with 15, 16, 17, more or less, the teenagers were advised, for example, to go to the police service, the for example, trucks drivers. For example, in my province, all the people start working in the
Early.
train transports.
Oh yeah.
You understand? Train.
Yeah.
Yeah, train transports in some factories because we have a lot of fabrics about clothes. We have one village in my province. In that time, there were many fabrics working in clothes, and all the teenagers with 14, 16 start working in that factories. And I had many advices from my family to go there also to work. But my dream is always working in the electronic. Then I think always start learning electronic, and I have had the opportunity, as I said, when I start my military service in the Navy. But yes, we have. It's normal in that time. Normally, when we ask for a teenager, oh, what do you want to see? What do you want to have when you grow up? I want to be drive a truck. What I want to be a fireman, for example. Fireman, it's usually the children want to be firemen.
Yeah.
It's usually
Nice. Yeah, this is a quite interesting question. I'm gonna bring that up next. Very nice, very nice. Really good. Eleni, have you had any advice?
Yes, I consider myself a lucky person because in all my experiences, I had someone coaching me. In the company I work, I call my boss as an angel. It's funny call a boss like this, but she's a kind of angel because she's always advising me in what she always asks for me what I want from my career and what the way we can draw to follow it. And it's important, I think, to achieve your goals in our career or personal life. It's important to have someone who is teaching us because we start to do something, but the word is, it's almost here. Calm down. And it's important because someone was doing before us. So it's important to have someone like this.
Yeah, I totally agree. It helps a lot. I wish I could have someone like that earlier. And Fabiano, have you had any advice from someone when you started your career?
Unfortunately not.
Have you had anyone like, hey, do not go this way?
Yeah, no, things could be very different. No, but no, I didn't have an advice. On that time, we are talking about the Fabian was a 90s teenager, so on 90s we don't have internet, so information. Joaquim, understand me. Information was very different, difficult to obtain. Just for example, I choose my first degree, my first graduation in a student book, we had a student manual from Editora Abril here in
Yeah.
Brazil, and that in that manual they put all the careers approved by MEC, by Education Minister here in Brazil. So the 100 and something careers explain one by one what a civil engineer do, what designers do, these things. So it was almost an obligation for all the students to to buy that manual on the high school and choose the career using the manual of students.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
yes, so that was my
Awesome,
advice. One
I,
of
I
the students da Editora Abril.
yeah. I didn't have like bars. My parents, my mom had. So I remember when I was a kid, like looking, searching. I remember that there was a magazine that you could buy every weekend to have information, and then you could build a kind of student's book with a lot of topics. It was quite interesting about science. I was really involved with science when I was a kid, and that's the reason, I guess, why I wanted to study physics in college. Though I didn't do it, but it was like one of the dreams I had, to work with science, to search and this and that. And then I went to IT, and then I quit to start English classes, teaching English. And there we go, like having a business and everything. We still have 15 minutes, and I'm gonna take this opportunity to bring the question Jack was talking to, like, and we are talking about career. But do you remember which career you wanted as a kid when someone asked you back there? Oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? You know that? Because I answered that I wanted to be a dentist. Yeah, because of the dentist I had when I was like 8, 9 years old. I was like, oh, I enjoyed him, so I want to be a dentist, and it was funny. Charlie, do you remember that?
Mhm.
Yeah. What did you answer? How did you
Hmm.
answer this question? What you
Too
wanted?
many options. First one, I want to be president of Brazil.
Wow, that's
Yes.
awesome.
7 years. Dangerous. Oh, what do you want to be? President.
Nice.
Because in that moment, I remember to seeing in television the president, blah blah blah, and I looked to my mom and said, "Mom, I want to work like him because he talks too beautiful." And after that, I want to be astronaut. And when I start to study, I want to be a teacher because I think it's a beautiful profession.
That's nice.
Totally different.
Yeah, when we are kids, we can choose whatever we want, right? Fabiano, and what about you?
I don't know. I was a strange kid. I don't, when I was a kid, I really didn't know what job to follow. When people ask me, I just answered. I really don't know. I didn't have any idea when I was a kid what career to follow. Uh, I think I started to think about that when I was about 15 years old or 16 years old. I decided that I want to be a diplomat, you know. So yes, but I take it very serious. That's one of the reasons I start to study English very young. So after that, I start to study Spanish too, and I attended to the. I'm graduated in international relations. I'm Bachelor of International Relations. So I took it very serious. It's not just a dream. But here in Brazil, for you become a diplomat, you have to do a public concurso público. I don't know how can I say this in English.
Yeah, public service or public, yeah.
Yeah, public proof. I don't know. Proof. And that's it. So I when I was about to finish my graduation, I start to know more about this career. Many things I didn't like. I realized that it's a politic career. So yeah, I will not talk about that, but we are talking about the 2003, and I decided to uh, put inside this dream, and I start to work with first with supply chain, with foreign trade, that become my first love. You know, I love to work with import and export, and after that I do a lot of post graduations, MBAs, and marketing, digital marketing, branding, you know, and I start to work with marketing and supply chain in a computer industry, and the rest I already explained before. But yes, I think the my dream was to be a diplomat, but not a kid, teenager dream.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that's a good question to think about, because I don't know. When I look at all of you, you are like listening and thinking about, and that's awesome. And I see, Eleni, I think you have a lot of things to talk about this.
Yes. Yeah, but I would like to be a pediatrician, an astronaut, a steward. Steward, it is the lady that stay inside the plane serving the people. And there is a point that I would like to be a judge. I already do law, College of Law, but in the middle of the college, I realized that that wasn't for me. It was a very hard reality, and I quit the college and start a college of fashion designer. But I think it's these options when I was a kid.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of things, different things, right?
Yes.
Nice. And you, Jack?
About me, as I said, I liked it. My dream is to be sailor, but in alternative, I'd like also to be a professor, because I liked very much to study. I was always a good student. Then in alternative, when someone asks me, sometimes I said I always like to be a teacher, a professor. Yeah, I liked very much to study. When my kids was a teenager in the beginning of the studying. I was your professor in many materials. I was your profession, and I would like always to teach what
Yeah.
what I said. I like to teach to the others.
And talking about teaching, I have never thought about being a teacher. It wasn't one of the careers or the professions I wanted. But it turned out when I was like finishing college, I had some experience like helping other friends in high school, actually. The end of the high school, I was there like studying for the tests and everything. And I remember being every day after school to study for tests, to study for the for FUVEST and everything, for college tests, college applications. And there I had the first chance to really feel how it was to be like a teacher. And when I was like 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago, when I had to look back at my experience, life experience, I could understand the full picture that, yeah, teaching was something that I was passionate about. Because after that, I started to give classes as a volunteer, math classes, English classes as well. And yeah.
I like very much the math. It's one matter difficult for all the children.
Yeah.
But I study a lot much. I liked always to study much.
Yeah, I think it's difficult because it's really far away from reality. You know, some topics, it's not attached to what children live on their daily basis. So it's just like formulas and rules. So you need to put X and Y's and everything, but what's the purpose of that? And that's why I find physics really more interesting, though we have like math and physics, they are related.
The math you need to understand and not to memorize.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you understand the methods of mathematics, it's very easy, because the problem is the students don't understand the meaning
Yeah,
of the beginnings of the maths, but they haven't memorized. And when you memorize, it's not interesting,
and it's not
because
learning itself.
we forgot 1 week, 1 month, we forgot the memories. And if you understand, we never forgot the rules of math.
Yeah, but it's a quite difficult challenge for teachers and schools and everything to really bring this up. It's like learning English. Everybody remembers the to be verb, and everybody says to me, "Oh, I'm bored about the to be verb." But okay, you're bored. It means that you have studied a lot the to be verb through all the years. So explain me, what do you know about the to be verb? And then there's like a blue screen, so people get surprised that they don't know anything because they were taught to memorize. You know, that's the reason why we're not focused on grammar and teaching, because okay, you have a lot of YouTube channels teaching you whatever you want, especially about English. We have more English teachers than English students. Very well. So we have the survey, and I really want you to give me your feedback, because I want to know, how was the schedule, 6 a.m.? Was it good or not? The topic, and anything else you want to reply me back. And of course, I take it too seriously, and I try to find creative ways to give your feedback into reality, into the community. So I'm always thinking about ways to bring that. And I remember Eleni said, "Oh, I want to schedule at 6 or 7. I don't remember if it was 7 or 6." And then it was with me, and I didn't reply back because I was going to say what? Oh, we're looking, or we're studying. No, when I have something, okay, so here we are. And that's what we have been doing here. We listen the community, we listen all of you, and we try to adapt, and we try to bring that into reality. And that's the difference between us and everything else you have on the internet, other platforms. And we have students from all the platforms, from all the teachers, from all the courses, from Cambly, from Italki, Open English, or Mairo Vergara, whatever. We have all these students from those courses in here, because what we are doing here, it's not to teach English. It's to help you to unlock the communication skills within English, Portuguese, or whatever the language. It doesn't matter. Once you realize that you're studying communication, you can bring that to Portuguese. Okay, so present yourself in Portuguese. There are a lot of people, oh, I'm used to do that in English. It's more comfortable. Yeah, but your native language is Portuguese. Then yeah, but I do that every day in English. Can I do that in English? So it's like, it's practice. Okay. We are developing a lot of new features and everything. We are working hard to bring that up. So thank you for all your patience and everything. And it was a good call, a good talk. And please answer the feedback. And I hope to see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Okay. And you have the planner to see the topics and the questions, right?
Coffee time.
Okay.
Have a good day. Bye bye.
Have a good day.
Have a good
See you
day too.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Chat.
Nice.
Eleni, Fabiano.